Hey Moral Gamers, welcome back. Today we're taking another look at Magic. This time we're taking a look at Avacyn Restored, which is the last of the Magic series, or at least the current set. Avacyn closes the Innistrad block, which was Innistrad, Dark Ascension, and Avacyn Restored. So, how does this stack up? Well, let's find out. First up, what is Innistrad? Innistrad was a series where it's mostly angels, demons, vampires, werewolves, a lot of creatures that go bump in the night. And it had a very dark undertone to it that not all players really liked. Still, Avacyn closes it now with Avacyn, who is the ultimate angel. This card, when it comes on the field, this is a very rare card, by the way. And when it comes on the field, everything that you control is indestructible, which means it can't be destroyed by most cards. In addition to adding Avacyn, the ultimate angel, they add two additional planeswalkers, the first of which is Tibalt, who Tibalt is the first 2-drop planeswalkers. For a mere 2 mana, you can get this guy on the board. Now, what I don't like about him is he does a lot of discarding of your own hand, and it really puts you at a disadvantage because as you're discarding, although he's getting stronger and closer to his ultimate attack, which allows you to control the board, you basically are losing good cards, so you have to strategically use this one. The other one that they added is Tamiyo, and Tamiyo is a weird card. This particular one has a lot of, throw something in, take it out, throw it in, take it out, throw it in, take it out, and if you use it strategically, you can eventually start tapping cards and doing a lot of control with the board. Her ultimate bomb is awesome because it basically makes it so anything that's put in your graveyard, you can pull it back to your hand and you can play it whenever you want to. In addition to Avacyn, they have 4 additional angels. Now these are very rare cards. The one I managed to pull is Gisela the Blade Knight. And Gisela is for a mere 1 fire, 2 planes, and 4 additional. You get a 5/5 angel with first strike. Yeah, who cares? But if you read her text, she basically takes and makes it so all of your creatures will do double damage, and everything you control receives half damage. Really good card to play on the board, especially if you're playing something special like Commander. Now they came up with 2 new mechanics, and I want to go over them quick. The first is Miracle, and what Miracle is you can pay a severely reduced mana cost to play something if it's the first card you draw during that turn. So, for instance, if you're coming up behind, you're absolutely getting your butt kicked, the cards just are not in your favor, all of a sudden you get a Miracle card. Boom! It helps you make a comeback. Love it, and the fact that it has to be the first card drawn makes it very effective. But now, if you're playing in a control deck where you're actually able to choose which card is next, that can sometimes make it a little bit less fair. And there are many decks out there, like my mill deck and stuff, that are built to do that, where I control what card's coming next. The other mechanic that came up is the Soulbind mechanic, and I have a few cards here that actually do Soulbind. And so now, what Soulbind is when these cards hit the field, you pair them with another card, you have to declare it, and so long as they're paired, both cards get an advantage. In this particular case, this one gives hexproof, which means that this card and whatever it's paired to cannot be the target. Soulbind's great, but sometimes it can overpower creatures. In this particular case, this guy gives trample and this guy gives death touch. So all I have to do is pair these two, and if you try and block him, so long as he can deal 1 damage to creatures, he can just roll over a bunch of your creatures and kill them off with this guy's death touch if these two are soulbound. Now, quick spanner, they don't need to have soulbound in order to bind them. So, even though this guy has soulbound, I can pair him with, say, this guy if I want, who doesn't have soulbound. So long as one of them has a soulbound ability, they can be paired. Interesting mechanic. What I like about Avacyn, this is just for me personally, I play a vampire deck, and they've done a bit to reduce the cost of vampires. They had one called Falconwrath Noble, who basically, whenever a creature dies, I gain 1 life, and I choose someone to lose 1 life. He played for 4 mana. This guy pays for 2 mana, I get the same effect. Yes, he's not as strong, and only takes 1 point of damage to kill him, and he has no attack power, but still, the Blood Artist here actually is a great way to speed up my vampire deck and make it a little bit quicker for tournament play. So what do I think of Avacyn Restored? I think Avacyn Restored is okay. I believe this more was to fix issues that came up with Innistrad, because they made zombies too quick. They made some cards just way too powerful. So it seems to me like that Avacyn was more making up for those deficiencies from previous Magic sets. Other than that, I like the mixture. They have some really good stuff, some very interesting stuff for the more technical player. Like I enjoy the discard deck. They brought in, hey, Mental Agony. Target player discards 2 cards, loses 2 life. If you pair that with, say, let's say a Innistrad card called Liliana's Caress, and I can show you that one here, I'll basically be hitting the person for dinging them for life by playing Mental Agony, and this will be dinging them for life. So hey, combinations of cards, especially the Avacyn and M12 cards, great. The the thing that I find strange with Avacyn Restored, though, is that they pulled this card out, Grounded. And I'm wondering, why did you do this? This is a 2-mana card that basically removes flying from whatever creature. Now, we're talking 2012 here, and in 1993, they had this card here, Earthbind. Earthbind is a 1-mana card that removes flying and does 2 damage to the creature. So given the choice between the 2 of these, I'd rather take this one. And this was a common. You know, so it's like, okay, why are you guys not bringing some of these older cards forward and reusing them in a way that actually gels with the current series? That's one of my main critiques at this point with Avacyn. But other than that, I strongly recommend Magic. From a moral standpoint, yes, there's the vampires, there's the demons, there's the wolves, werewolves and stuff like that, so you have to balance it out. If you're religiously conservative, you may disagree with Magic. If you're not, hey, it's a fun game and it teaches good strategy for you and your family.